Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video I'm going to be talking a little bit about the pros and cons when it comes to stacking silver. But before I jump into that, I just want to talk about my plans for the near future. And I have gone through this last year, this is my first full year of stacking. I started last year in 2020. But that was like June until I actually, started picking up some stuff. So this is my first full calendar year of stacking, and one of my best purchases, or the most that I purchased last year, was right around Black Friday, and they had some very, very good deals on all of the sites that I usually frequent and purchase from. So this year, I'm hoping that it's going to be the exact same, and you're going to be seeing a bunch of deals from the places you go to. Obviously, I'm up in Canada, so I don't buy from APMEX or JM Bullion or SD Bullion, and I'm sure they're going to have all of their sales and a bunch of things that you can take advantage of. But for me up in Canada, I do use Silver Gold Bull, and there's another one, TD Precious Metals, and then there are some other ones in Toronto, locally around Toronto, that have physical stores and online stores. Those are the ones that I like to purchase from. So I have been picking up here and there. I've been picking up some silver and some gold, but primarily I've been trying to stack away as much as I can to have a nice big, I have my budget, but then I'll have some extra money on top to take advantage of some of the sales from Black Friday. Now they did have Cyber Monday deals as well, and I'm calling this Black Friday sales, but it was basically the entire week that they had the sales going on. So, American Thanksgiving is next week. So it's something to prepare for and to look forward to, obviously, because I do want to see, exactly what products are on sale, because I do have some tubes that I have on the go. I want to finish off a Krugerrand tube, random round tube I have on the go as well. That needs to be finished. And, I have an empty Philharmonic tube that I'm looking to fill as well. So there's plenty of options, plenty of choices for myself of what I'm going to pick up. And I think I'm going to pick up some gold as well. I do have a goal of getting 2 ounces in the quarter ounce fractional size this year. That was one of the goals, and I'm just one away from doing it. So I do have my eye on a couple of the quarter ounce ones that I want to pick up. But yes, I do believe that I'll probably pull the trigger on that one on Black Friday as well to finish off that gold stacking goal that I have. But yes, I'll touch on that a little bit more when it's actually here next week and looking at some of the sales that are actually available and going over what I'm going to purchase. But in today's video, I came across an article, a very quick, small article that had some, nice bullet points talking about the pros and cons of stacking silver. And, I don't always agree with everything that I have on there. I didn't agree with everything they had on these ones here, but it was a good read. And I went over it and kind of, just talked about some of the points they made. And so yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on the computer and show you this article. All right, so this is the article here. It's on miningnewswire.com. And the title is Pros and Cons of Investing in Silver Bullion. So just skipping down here to the first points here for the advantages, the pros. And the first one is providing anonymity. Silver affords its users a degree of anonymity when it comes to spending, just like cash. Individuals who prefer to not have their transactions in public records and are keen on being private should look into purchasing silver bullion. Now that is true. Obviously, there are some people like me. I do buy from the online bullion dealers as well, so that there's a little bit of a degree of anonymity that's lost there. Especially, with some people, they can just use credit cards or PayPal, whatever it is. So your name is out there. There is sort of like a paper trail, a paper record of it there. But if you just spend cash, if you just go in locally to the local coin shop and the LCS is there, and you pick up your precious metals with cash. And then when it comes time to sell, if you're just, meeting some guy in a parking lot and, opening up your trunk and pulling out the bullion and receiving cash for it, that's fairly anonymous as well. So that's a way to keep under the radar. Anonymity isn't a huge pro for me. That's not one of the main reasons why I'm picking up silver. Like I said, because a lot of the transactions I do have, kind of have like a paper trail with it, which I'm fine with. I'm not too concerned with having it completely anonymous. But that is a big advantage of stacking silver bullion, gold bullion as well. Here we go. It says, provides higher returns than gold. It says, unlike gold, silver is more affordable and will see higher percentage gain if the price rises. Just as a hypothetical, I'm not saying that this is where either silver or gold is going to go with price, but just to use this as a hypothetical for prices, it's much more easier for silver to go from 25 to 50 than it is for, say, gold to go from 2,000 to 4,000. But you also have to realize that stuff doesn't just go up. You know what I mean? This silver isn't just going to keep going up. So if you will look at it and say silver has the better chance for moving because it's a little more volatile and there's more percentage moving with the spot price than compared to gold. Well, inversely, it's the exact same thing. You can see way bigger dips with silver than you will with gold as well for the exact same reason. Cheaper than gold. I mean, this one you don't really have to go too in depth on this one. It kind of explains itself. It's a lower entry point for people, and combining that with the potential for a higher return, it does make sense for people to be getting into silver. Like me, as I said, I got into silver before I picked up any gold. I was buying the silver. But as I previously stated, I'm comfortable and happy with my purchases of both. I like picking up both. Yes, the last one here is tangible money. Obviously, everyone refers to and thinks of gold as the more monetary metal, but historically, silver has been used with as a monetary metal as well. Not so much nowadays. It's more of an industrial metal, but yes, it's not like the monetary system we have now with the fiat currency that just can be inflated into oblivion. You know what I mean? With gold and silver, it takes a lot to mine it, refine it, just all the process, the steps that go into getting it from the ground into getting it into your hands. It's nothing when it comes to the fiat currency. It's just a flip of a switch, a stroke of a key, whatever it is. It's very simple to just print up more funny money, and it's just that's all it is. The paper money is not real money. And then the disadvantages of investing in silver bullion. And so jumping into the cons here, it says weak return on investment. And that's true. I actually, I more look at my stack as a hedge against inflation and as a physical savings account. And if, by the time it comes to me selling my stack, hopefully decades from now, years from now, and, if the spot price has gone up and I've actually, made a bit of profit on top of it, that's all gravy. So for me, the weak return on investment isn't that big of a con because the return on investment isn't as big of a priority as to why I'm stacking silver. For some, it could be. For some people, especially flippers, if they are looking to make money off of their silver, being a weaker return is a bit of a problem, and they are buying a bit different silver than someone like me who is just using it for the hedge and the savings. But it is a factor. The return isn't the greatest. You're not going to be looking at picking up silver bullion and then say, oh yeah, I'm just going to flip this down the road for a 50% profit. That's not how this works. This is more of a long-term game. But I do understand what they're talking about with the return being weak. And then the second one here is risk of theft. It says investors holding silver bullion are more vulnerable to theft, which is why it is important to keep assets safe through the use of a safe box or safety deposit box. Now, I don't believe that the silver is any more vulnerable than just a whole heap of cash. You know what I mean? If it's valuable, it's going to get stolen. Obviously, you're going to want to use the best. You're not going to want to cheap out on your security. And there are other ways you can defend your family, defend your house, defend your metals. You're just going to want to make sure that it is secure. But I don't think that the risk of theft is any more than if you had $500,000 sitting in a safe. If it's something that people want to have and steal, then they're going to steal it. And silver to cash, jewelry, whatever it is, I don't believe that the silver bullion is any higher than any other more valuable thing that you have in your house. And their lack of liquidity. Physical silver isn't as liquid, which may hinder investors from making purchases, as they will need to convert the physical metal into currency in order to use it. Well, with today's climate, I think it's gotten a bit easier to find someone looking for your silver just because there is a bunch of demand for it out there, and there are certain shortages in some areas. I've seen a bunch of people. I made a video recently talking about junk silver being very hard to find, and when you can find it, it's the prices are jacked up through the roof. So that is something that you have to consider with the metal, is that you do need to make that extra step of liquidating it. So yes, if you find yourself in a situation where you kind of in over your head, you picked up a bunch of silver and now you're a little bit short on groceries, or you're a little bit short on your monthly bills, and you need to sell some of that silver, well, you're going to be dumping money down the toilet right away with the premiums you tacked on from buying it. So you need to sell it a month after buying it. Barring a huge spike in spot price, you're going to be flushing money down the toilet with the premiums you're losing. And yes, you do have to find that person to actually buy it from you. So local coin shops, it's obviously their business. You know, they're always looking to pick up. They're always intrigued at what you have, at least. But especially with what's been going on today with silver, if you walk into a local coin shop with some silver, I don't think you're going to get too hard of a time unloading it. You might have to kind of barter back and forth with how much you're getting over a spot, or, you know, it's good to get local coin shop, you know, a relationship going with your local coin shop owner just for the front end, maybe getting some deals on buying the precious metals. And again, on the back end, when you're looking to liquidate and sell, maybe he can give you a little bit more dollar above spot, percentage price above spot, whatever it is. He might be giving you a better deal than just some Joe Schmo that walks in off the street for a one-time purchase. But yes, that is definitely something you have to think about. That's why I always tell people that when they're getting into stacking, you know, it makes sense to know what you're going to buy and where you're going to buy, but it makes just as much sense to know what you're going to do with it, what your plans are, and how you're going to go about selling it. But yeah, that was the article there. It wasn't too long. It's just basically just went over the 3 pros and the 3 cons, and there wasn't much you know, fat to this article. It basically went right to the point with the three for each. And yeah, that was the article that I wanted to show you there. So yeah, that was the article there, and a lot of the cons there, I didn't really agree with some of the points that they were making there, and I think that's because I don't really view silver as, you know, an investment per se. I know a lot of people are looking at their silver stack and wanting to get like 30-50% return on it in 6 months or something like that. That's not really what to expect from silver. It's, you know, it's a long-term game. I always say that I'm looking to buy this, stack it away, and not have to worry about it or think about it for, you know, years, decades down the road. So, you know, if spot price happens to go up over, you know, a decade or two, that's a bonus for me. So with some of the cons being, you know, not having, you know, as high a return as you want, I'm not expecting a huge return on the silver. There are other ways that you can invest your money, and if you're looking for short-term profits from it. I don't do any of that. You know, you'd have to look somewhere else for some examples of where you can invest your money or how you can invest your money to expect, you know, bigger returns quickly. But judging by what I know from silver, what I've been doing since, you know, stacking, reading articles, trying to educate myself, the physical silver just isn't where you should be if you want to get, you know, a return on your money quickly. But let me know what you think in the comments. I know a lot of people I've seen in the comments before, previously, when this topic has come up, that you know, there are a fair bit that think the same way as I do. That you know, they're not looking at, you know, turning 100% profit with their stack in you know, 2 weeks, and they're pissed if they don't. And I'd also like to hear from you if you are looking at silver as an investment and how you've viewed your purchases so far. If you have a negative view on silver or a positive, I'd like to hear from some people that do view their silver purchases as investments, and how they have been enjoying themselves, or how they've liked picking up silver since they've been doing it. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.